হ্যাঁ, হ্যাঁ, হ্যাঁ। আচ্ছা। হ্যাঁ, হ্যাঁ, কলেজ। হ্যাঁ, ৯টায় ওষুধ। হুম। আচ্ছা। হুম, 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 ঠিক আছে। হুম। Yeah.
Madam, check your PPT. Mrs. Chatterjee, Deepak Kumar Mandal.
Yes, sir.
Please check your PPT.
Uh,
My screen.
okay. Is it okay?
Yes, it's okay.
Yes,
Fine,
yes,
fine,
we
ma'am.
can see it.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. Now we can minimize this slide, no problem.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
ma'am. Thank you. Good morning, MK ma'am. Good morning, MK ma'am.
Good morning, TKM sir.
Mrs. Chatterjee has already joined, and we have checked
Yes,
his
yes.
PPT
I've seen
also.
that. She has checked the PPT also. So we are getting ready. I hope the students are also ready and everyone should join and pay full
Okay, okay,
attention.
okay, okay, ma'am. Thank you. Very good morning. Today is the third day of our induction program. Today we have two sessions. First sessions will be covered by Mrs. Opala Chatterjee, student counselor. Second is for universal human value, that will be covered by Professor Chanchal De. First sessions from 10 to 11, second sessions from 11 to 12. Mrs. Chatterjee is a student counselor. She is associated with our college. I request Professor Nirakonar ma'am to introduce her.
Okay, good morning. Thank you, Professor Mundal. Dear students, in our college, we have the facility of having a consultant psychiatrist, Miss Opala Chatterjee, as a student counselor also. So from time to time, it is not only in an induction program like this, where she is going to help you in getting used to the transition from a school life to a college life, which has many complexities, but from time to time you will find that there are many awareness programs also being conducted in the college, in the offline mode as well as in the online mode. Moreover, we also have the mentoring system over here. You will be under a mentor who will be acting as your friend philosopher. There are the HODs also. So in case you are facing any major crisis in your life, any emotional crisis, psychological crisis, counseling would be provided if you approach your mentor or HOD, and then through that request to the higher authority, and counseling would be provided. So today, Ms. Chatterjee, we welcome Ms. Chatterjee, who is an integral part of the college and very well known, very dear to all of us. Madam Chatterjee, if you would start your program. She is today's resource person, and everyone is being requested to follow what ma'am is saying, because she will be acting as your guide in this transition from the school to the college. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, all. It is a pleasure and privilege for me to be here in this morning with all of you. And really, I feel glad to see you all, specifically the new students. But before I'm going to start, first I want to know from all of you that how are you now? কেমন আছেন আপনারা সবাই? Because we all know that last 1.5 years, what we are suffering actually. Specifically, the second wave of COVID-19 is affecting most of the world. And the scenario was very grim in India, where the daily count on the month of April and May itself is just the double of the first peak. So that's why, and now the situation a little bit controlled, but still we are confused whether third wave will come or not. We don't know. So it's a big question that whether we all are well now, because we are going to start a new journey. As you all of you understand that this is a new normal situation for us. And not only the transition from school to college, it is also a transition from before COVID-19 and after COVID-19. So this is also another transition. When we are talking about that, I want to share my slide first. Just give me a moment. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So just thinking about this transition, the first point comes to my mind, that is self-management. It's very much important to manage yourself. There are actually, when we are talking about that self-management, actually there are three keys that are very much important for this self-management. Because as I know that the habit of doing our regular activities, it's already changed. Because throughout the day, we are more addicted with digital media, specifically with mobile, games, laptop. And maybe last 1.5 years, our study habit is also changed. Sometimes few exams that we have to give from our home, we know what is the actual scenario, whether really we are very much honest for that or not. So everything is changed, and there are very lot of negative habits that already inculcated by us. Now when we want to start a new journey, self-management is very much important. There are three keys regarding this self-management. The first one is self-confidence. Suppose, why I am telling this, in today's generation, maybe it's not a big issue that if you are not believing in God, but if you do not have belief in yourself, then you do not show that respect to yourself. In today's generation, you know the word astik and nastik. Previously, we are believing that the person who is not believing in God, he is nastik. But now, if you are not believing in yourself, that means you are a non-believer. You are a nastik. If you believe that I can, then you are right. Really, you are right that you can. But if you believe that I cannot, then also you are right. Because then you can't. It is like it is, just imagine that there is a big vehicle. You can think it's my Mercedes Benz. And a little auto, a small auto. And you sit in this Mercedes Benz and press the accelerator, engine started, and you press the brake also. The accelerator and brake, both you are pressing at the same time. The sound of engine will come, but do you think that the car will move forward? Obviously no. But think about that auto, because that auto with that sound, it just goes away. Exactly like that, you may have lot of talents, you may have lot of resources, you may have lot of ambitions, but you do not believe in yourself. It is just like you are sitting in a Mercedes Benz, but you press the brake. and you are totally sabotage in yourself. That's why this self-confidence is very much important. Self-confidence has three parts. One is self-efficacy. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a new term for all of you. Specifically, I am talking about the students. It is a belief that I can face most challenges in my life. You have, as I know that you have already experienced a lot of challenges. Imagine mathematics examination, very tough mathematics examination questions is very tough. And many of students are there who just look at the question paper and they say, no, this question is out of syllabus. I can't do it. Move on to the next question. And there are some students who look at the question and says, let me try. I have previously also solved many hard problems. So let me try. If I do it properly, this let me try is actually that self-efficacy. Those who have that thinking that let me try whether I can solve it or not. Let me try whether I can improve myself or not. Let me try whether I can easily face that difficult situation. Then he get that much confidence to do it. And he will not break down, will not run away from any type of difficult situation. This is self-efficacy. And it matters a lot in your life when you are facing any challenges. Now the question is, as I said, that when we are thinking about that self-confidence, because we all know whatever the self-confidence we had previously, in last 1.5 years, it's already go down. So that's why I'm talking about this topic, because it's very much important in today's life. So apart from self-efficacy, there is another thing, that is self-responsibility. What does it mean? Just all of you just remember when you were at the age of 3 or 4, or you are at the age of 7 or 8. That time, if you want something, your father just run away and get it for you. Suppose you want a chocolate or a ball or a bat. Your father immediately try to fill up your desire. If you want to eat something, mommy is always ready to cook that. Actually, that time they are always trying to satisfy your need and also the desire. You know what is need and what is the difference between need and desire? In just now, when we are doing all the online classes through our mobile or laptop, obviously a phone, specifically that Android phone, just now it is your need. But if I want that iPhone, maybe which is 45,000, then that is my desire. But if you remember that in our childhood, our parents are always eager to fulfill our need and sometimes our desire also. But those days are gone. Now you are grown up enough. Now you are just, as I feel, 18 or 19 years old. All of you are young adult. You are young men, young women. So, Papa, I want this. Mommy, I want this. It will not work anymore. Maybe you can say, yes, ma'am, I know that I'm grown up enough. But you have to feel that you are grown up now. In our deep inside, yet we are not acknowledged that we are responsible for our life now. First of all, we have certain responsibilities. Now you have to prepare yourself for certain responsibilities, because this is the transition from school to college. So certain changes are there. Now we have to take different responsibilities. Which are those? First, we are responsible for our own desire. Maybe still our parents are filling our need, but don't expect that they will fill our desire also, because you are responsible to fill up your own desire. You want many things, maybe mobile, maybe bike, many things you want. But it is not your parent who will satisfy your desire now. It is not the responsibility of your college, or you can say it is not responsibility of your society, your government, to fill up your desire. Your parent will give you, maybe still they will fill up your need. And society, college, everyone will give you that opportunity. And you have to go ahead and take the responsibilities to take that opportunity and use it as best as you can. Then only you can satisfy your desire. Another thing is, this is your one responsibility. Your responsibility to fulfill your desire. Now, another responsibility, that is the responsibility of your quality of work. Your work and its quality. Because very soon you understand, when you get a job, suppose in any corporate sector or in any company, you will be held responsibility for the quality of your work. You actually identify, if your actual identity is not your hairstyle, not your dress, not even your CV also. Actually, your identity is your working style, the quality of your work. Your working style, which is your signature. by seeing your work, a mature and an experienced person can understand which type of guy you are, how perfectly you are doing it. So this is very much important, specifically in these 4 years, the next 4 years. It is very much important to groom yourself in such a way, or I can say you build your knowledge in such a manner that after completion of this course, you can show any company the quality of your work. You can show what is the signature of your working style. That is very much important. And it is your responsibility also. So first we got that responsibility to fill up our desire. Next, the responsibility of our quality of work. The next one is the responsibility of communication. Responsibility of communication means actually you were responsible for your communication. What you say, what are the words you are using, whether you become very rude or you're very polite, whether whatever you want to converse with the other people, is it meaningful? Is it clear? That communication is very much important. Because without proper communication, you can't express yourself, what you want, what you mean, you can't express properly. So this is another responsibility. Now, then we are getting 3 points. Responsibility of to fulfill our desire, responsibility of a good working style or good quality of work, responsibility of communication. Now, the next one is you are responsible for your behavior. The way you sit now, the way you behave with your friends, teachers, parents, the way you behave with any person from external world, your behavior is actually shows your it actually reflects your personality. So you have to groom yourself. Personality development is very much important nowadays. Suppose we are meeting with a person, the first impression, if the person is a pleasant personality, it creates an impact. So think about that, because the responsibility of behavior is also important. Another important thing, another responsibility, that is the responsibility of time. How to spend the time in a proper manner That is your responsibility. You know, if I think about some celebrity, anyone, and the difference between that person and you, what is the difference? You can say, ma'am, there are a lot of differences between that person and me. But there is something common in between it. You know, what is that? Actually, they are also getting 24 hours for a day. And you are also getting 24 hours for a day. But the thing is that how they are utilizing that 24 hours and how you were utilizing that. And I know that in these last 1.5 years, we are totally hooked with this virtual world. Throughout the day, we are totally wasting our time by using all attaching with ourselves in different social media. We are just wasting our time. So it is very much important that whether you are utilizing your time in a proper way. Recently, in a research, I have seen that there are 2.7 billion subscribers in India out of 3.96 billion subscribers over all the world. And average time of each individual to spend with this social media is 2 hours 40 minutes. That means if I think that your lifespan is 75 years, that means 5.8 years you are spending with this social media. Just think. Near about 6 years of our life, we are spending and we are wasting time with this social media. So you are responsible for that. You can't say that what I can do, ma'am. You know that the present situation is we have to do everything through mobile or laptop. But apart from your work, there are a lot of time we are wasting with this digital world. And there no one is actually responsible except us. You can't say that Facebook, WhatsApp, they are responsible to wasted my time. As you know, recently I just heard a topic related to all this internet addiction. One of the programmer of Google, already he left the job. He said that every day all this social media, they are trying to grab your attention. And for that, they are working regularly so that throughout the day, whatever the work you are doing, half of the attention is always with your digital world. It just remember when you are doing something. Suppose you are just now when we are talking, and maybe you are listening, or maybe you are not listening. Maybe you are playing your games, or maybe you are doing WhatsApp with your friends. Maybe you are chatting with your friends now. And suppose if you are doing a project also, that tick, that sound when it will come, we are very much conscious. Maybe there's another message. It is the sound of message. And it grab our attention. So this is the fact. Actually, all these social media, everything is for their business purpose. They're making their site in such a manner, making all these apps in such a manner that you bound to pay attention for that. And gradually, you addicted with that virtual media. You can't think your life. Maybe in between, still we are also facing, but maybe I expect in between 5 years, no one can think about himself or herself without net, without mobile, without laptop. And this is actually a business purpose of a particular group. Obviously, it is useful. I'm not talking about that it is just wasting time. We can do a lot of things. But as I perceive in between students, they are not only using this for their educational purpose. Most of the students are using this for their entertainment. So think, you are responsible for that. No one. Not that Facebook, not that WhatsApp. Because it's a matter of self-control. This is the time when we have to think about this self-control. We need that willpower to handle the peer pressure. When we are playing, suppose we are playing PUBG, just now, as I know that in India it's banned, but Valorant is there. FIFA, there are a lot of online games. And students are totally addicted with that. And all these online games, actually, in a group we are playing. So peer pressure is also there. It's a very common thing. ভাই আজকে কখন বসবি? আজকে বিকেলে বসবো গেম খেলতে. It's a very common words for the students.
Ma'am, may I ask a question?
Yes.
Ma'am, if anyone plays chess in mobile, I mean offline, so there is also addiction.
No, if you play chess in offline mode, it is not addiction, but the thing is that the same, whether you utilizing the whole time with this chess playing only, or you have some
No.
if in between 24 hours, if you are giving 2 hours or 3 hours for playing chess, then it's okay. There is no problem.
Okay, ma'am.
And if you think that I have to build my career as a chess player, then that is a different issue. Then obviously you have to give more time for that. That is another point. That I will come later. That is related to our goal setting, what I want to be. But if I am doing it only for my own entertainment, then I have to think how long I will give that much time for my self-entertainment. That is important.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you for your query. So, whatever the...
Ma'am.
Yes.
I have another question.
Yes.
Ma'am, what is the difference between self-confidence and overconfidence?
Self-confidence and overconfidence. Self-confidence is just like I'm giving you an example. When you are thinking, just yes, I can do it. That is self-confidence. But when we are thinking, yes, only I can do it, no one can. That is overconfidence.
Thank you, ma'am. Just a minute, students.
you.
I think Madam Chatterjee will be taking about 5 or maximum 10 more minutes to finish the presentation, and then we will open it up for discussion. Okay. But till then, I think, ma'am, you would like to continue and then open up the discussion.
Okay, okay.
Yes, that would be, I think, more helpful for ma'am. So let her finish, and then we will have an open house. Thank you, students. So think about your questions, and then you can ask ma'am one by one.
Yes,
Okay.
students, I want it's an interactive session.
Okay,
I don't
and you
want
can
that
write
I'm giving
down
lecture
some
to you.
questions perhaps in the chat box also. You can perhaps type it down in the chat box also, if that is possible. Thank you.
So I'm just repeating all the points. Our responsibilities to fulfill our desire, our responsibilities of our quality of work, our responsibilities of our communication, our responsibilities of our behavior, our responsibilities of our time. Now the next is our responsibility of our value system. Whether we will be honest in our future life or present situation also, whether we will truthful, all this is related to our value system. For that also we are responsible. And the most important thing, our happiness. We are responsible for our own happiness. If someone is saying something and with that particular word or with that particular sentence we are feeling very much frustrated, that is not his fault. That is our fault that we are giving that much priority to that particular word or that particular sentence. So our happiness, it's our responsibility. Whatever people are saying, whatever the my external world is saying about myself, if it affects me, and students, what I've seen that in between friends it is very obvious. Some friends are saying something and another student is saying something about you, and then gradually you become disappointed that my friends are not accepting me, my friends are talking about myself, all these words about myself. So, and you become unhappy. And if you come to me for that, ma'am, I'm unhappy because in my hostel, my senior students are saying like this, my teachers are saying like this, which make me depressed or upset. It is your responsibility to be happy. You are giving priority to all these words. That's why you are unhappy. Your friends is commenting something, giving some negative comments, and you are giving priority. And that's why you are unhappy. So it's your choice whether you are giving priority to your friends and others, or you are giving priority to yourself. And the most important thing, always remember that these 4 years, what is your first priority? Why you are here? Why you have chosen this course? What is your first priority? Apart from these, anyone can say anything. So if it creates any impact on us, then we can't focus on our priority. That's why our responsibility of to be happy, and it is our own choice. So this is the thing related to overall self-management. What is I'm saying specifically in today's session, that is a self-management. And another thing that I want to share, that I know that our study habit is totally destroyed. And again, you have to start it from the beginning. So I just want to share something that is specifically related to your study technique. I'm just mentioning it's a Sanskrit slow. I'm just mentioning that. That is, I have told the last year also. There are certain qualities for a students that is very much important for a student. That is, I'm just reciting the slope first, then I will come to the meaning. Kako cheshta, vako dhyanam, shwana nidra tathaiva cha, salpahari grihatyagi vidyarthi panchalakshana. That means vidyarthi, a student, a scholar who is seeking the knowledge. He must have these 5 qualities. He must have the effort of a crow. I think all of you can remember the story of that thirsty crow, and think about the effort that he has given to quench its thirstiness. In a similar manner, a Vidyarthi should have a thirsty to acquire knowledge and make tenacious until he or she achieve it. Kako cheshta. So, it is that effort of a crow. Now the next is Vakodhanam. Vakodhanam means the concentration of a crane. Just think about the concentration of a crane. When a crane wants to catch a big fish, it waits for a long time in the water steadily. So if I aim something high, if my aim is a big, then we should have that unflickering concentration. We should not get trapped with small distraction or small attractions, which is just, you can compare that with that small fish. What crane wants to do, that he wants to catch that big fish only, not the small fish. They are just ignoring all those small species and let them pass by. And the next is Shwano Nidra. You know what is Swan? Shwan means dog. Swana Nidra means that alertness of dog. Even during the sleep, a dog will be a state of strip alert. Similarly, a student should always keep at the back of his or her brain about what is going on in the world. That alertness is very much important. Specifically, there are a lot of things is going on. Something bad, something good. That intuition, that alertness is very much important. The next one is alpahari. It is ahar doesn't indicate only the food, any type of food that we are eat and something we are eating through our other sense organ also. What we see, what we hear, what we eat, all those actually are saying it is an ahar. So filter that junk thoughts and junk things and junk food, and you have to take what is the pure, what is actually is important for your betterment of life. And the last one is Grihatyagi. Grihatyagi means leave the home. Leave the home. Specifically, I know that many of you come to the hostel also. Maybe will come. Just now, maybe you are sitting in your home, but you will come to the hostel. And in between 1.5 years, we get a lot of comfort zone. And it's very much difficult to leave that comfort zone. So Grihatyagi is specifically it means Grihatyagi means a student should have an open mind to explore the world, leaving his or her comfort zone. One should explore his mind and discover himself. And for that, first you have to leave the comfort zone. So these are the 5 qualities. And it is not only restricted for the school or college students. In the quest of your self-realization, all of us should have these qualities. Then I think you can achieve the goal that you set for your future. That's all for today's session. Now, I know that all of you, maybe you have some query. So, we can talk.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Ahuna from Mecheda.
Yes.
So, ma'am, at first I want to share one of my experience with you. Then I will ask my query to you.
Yes, yes.
May I?
Yeah, yeah.
Ma'am, in 2019, when I was in class 11, I noticed that one of my good friend ignored me badly. Even
Yeah.
when I was in front of her, she was like I was a stranger to her.
Okay.
But after the school started, I noticed that she behaved me with I was her good friend because on her personal need. So what to do that time? Should I ignore her or should I treat her with a good manner?
You can ignore. Should you ignore? I'm just telling you that you just don't try to ignore it. Try to accept, but neutralize your feeling. You have to neutralize your feeling.
Okay.
Can you understand what is neutralize. That means if you think about that first experience and you have a grudge or you have a negative feelings on it, that means also you are related with that person.
Yeah.
Maybe negatively, but you are related.
Yeah.
But now it's very much important to keep your feeling in a neutralized manner so that I have no positive impact on that. I have no negative impact on that. So it's very much easy to talk with that person, but I have no such feeling. What
Okay.
I have said just before something, that you are responsible for your own happiness. So don't give charge to that person that he or she will make you unhappy.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you are misbehaving with that person. You are just avoiding. If he is coming to talk, he or she is coming to talk with you, you are just ignoring and just going. No, don't do that. Because of his behavior, why you will also misbehave.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, I can understand. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Any other one? When we are talking about this question answer round, what I want to say that we can speak in any language. It's not necessary that we have to speak in English only. If it is Bengali, whatever the language you feel comfortable, just speak. Because this is an interactive. I want the session must be an interactive.
ম্যাম
Yes.
মানে 2020 সালে আমি ছাদ থেকে পড়ে যাই, তো আমার সেই অবস্থায় দুটো পাই ভেঙে যায়। তো তখন আমি হাঁটতে একদমই পারতাম না। তো সেই অবস্থায় আমার বন্ধুরা কিছু বাড়িতে আসে যে তো দেখা করতে, যে কেমন আছে। তোরা দেখা করতে এসে আমাকে নিয়ে মানে পা ভেঙে যাওয়ার জন্য মজা তামাশা করতে থাকে। তো তারপর থেকে আমার সাথে কথাও বলতো না। আর যখন এমনকি এবার আমার পা ঠিক হয়ে যায়, টিউশনে পড়তে যাই, যখন আবার তখনও কথা বলতো না। কিন্তু যখন আমি এবার পরীক্ষা আসতো, স্যারের যখন কোশ্চেন মানে পরীক্ষা আসতো, তখন আবার আমার সঙ্গে খুব কথা বলতো। তাহলে আমার কি করা উচিত ছিল? সেই মানে কি করা উচিত? তাদের সঙ্গে কথা বলা নাকি কথা বলার উচিত নয়?
তোমার কি মনে হচ্ছে, তুমি যদি কথা বলো সেটা ঠিক হবে না কথা না বললে ঠিক হতো?
আমার মনে হচ্ছে যারা আমাকে দরকারে শুধু ইউজ করছে না, অদরকারে আমাকে আমার কঠিন অবস্থায় সে আমাকে করছে, সুতরাং আমার না কথা বলাটাই উচিত।
আচ্ছা, তোমার মনে হচ্ছে তাহলে ওদের সাথে কথা না বলাটাই উচিত। এবার কথা না বলার পরেও কি তুমি সারাক্ষণ সেটা নিয়ে ভাবছো যে ওরা তো আজকে আমাকে দেখে মুখ ঘুরিয়ে নিল, কিন্তু ওই জন্যই তো আমি কথা বললাম না, এটা নিয়ে কি সবসময় ভাবছো?
হ্যাঁ, এটা নিয়ে ভাবছি।
তাহলে কি লাভ হলো? তুমি কি ওদের মন থেকে ছাড়তে পারলে? তুমি হয়তো বাইরে কথা বললে না, মন থেকে কি কথা না বলে থাকতে পারলে?
না।
somehow you are interacting with that people. মুখে কথা বলছি না, মনে তো ভাবছি সারাদিন। যাদেরকে আমি ছাড়তে চাইছি, তুমি কেন কথা বলতে চাইছো না বলো? ওদের সাথে আর কোনো সম্পর্ক রাখতে চাইছো না, তাই তো?
হ্যাঁ।
এটা কি সম্পর্ক না রাখা হলো? শুধু মনে মানে বাইরে আমি কথা বললাম না, কিন্তু মনে মনে আমি সারাদিন তোমার কথাই ভাবি। হলো না তো?
হ্যাঁ।
তাহলে বাইরের এক্সটার্নালি তুমি কথা বলছো কি বলছো না ডাজন্ট ম্যাটার, ভেতর থেকে কাট করতে পারছো কিনা সেটা দেখো।
ওকে।
সেইটা বেশি ইম্পর্টেন্ট। তুমি যদি মন থেকে না ছাড়তে পারো, পড়তে বসে কলেজ থেকে এসে টিউশন ক্লাসে সবসময় যদি মনে হচ্ছে ওরা আমার সাথে ইনগেজ করলো, তাহলে কিন্তু প্রবলেমটা সলভ হবে না।
ওকে।
ঠিক আছে?
হ্যালো ম্যাম।
ইয়েস
ম্যাম, আপনি বললেন যে সোশ্যাল মিডিয়া গেমস আমাদের মানে অ্যাডিকশনে পরিণত হয়েছে অলমোস্ট সবারই। তো মানে অ্যাকর্ডিং টু মি মাই কন্ডিশন যে আমি নিজের ভেতর থেকে চাচ্ছি আমি ওটাকে ছাড়তে, বাট সামহাও এটা আবার গ্র্যাবিং মি।
হুম
তো হোয়াট ক্যান আই ডু নাও?
কি হয়, প্রথমে আমরা খেলি, তারপর কি হয় বলতো, গেমই আমাদেরকে নিয়ে খেলতে শুরু করে দেয়। তোমার নিজের জীবনের রিমোট কন্ট্রোলটা তুমি কিন্তু এই পার্টিকুলার গেমস এর হাতে তুলে দিয়েছো। গেমস বলবো না, ইট সাউন্ডস কি তুমি হয়তো পাবজি খেলছো বা ভ্যালোরেন্ট খেলছো বা ফিফা খেলছো, মানে অ্যাকচুয়ালি যে কোম্পানিটা এই গেমটা তৈরি করেছে এবং যারা প্রতিদিন নতুন নতুন এগুলোর উপর চেঞ্জেস নিয়ে আসছে, পার্টিকুলারলি তুমি তাদের হাতে নিজের রিমোটটা তুলে দিয়েছো, তাই না? তো সেখানে তোমাকে ভাবতে হবে, দেখো অ্যাডিকশন তো, এখন হয়তো তুমি অ্যাডিক্টেড হয়ে গেছো, এবং ধরে নিচ্ছি আমি সকালবেলা ধরো তুমি 3 ঘন্টা খেলছো, দুপুরে হয়তো তুমি 2 ঘন্টা খেলছো, কি রাতে হয়তো তুমি 3 ঘন্টা খেলছো। যদি সারাদিনে 2 ঘন্টা খেলছো দেন ইটস ওকে, বাট ইফ যদি এরম হয় যে সারাদিনে তুমি 6 ঘন্টা খেলছো, তার মানে প্রথম যেটা করতে হবে, যে যে টাইমগুলোতে তুমি গেমস খেলো, ইফ দেয়ার ইজ আ পার্টিকুলার টাইম, কি জেনারেলি অনলাইনে ফ্রেন্ডসরা খেললে মোটামুটি একটা ফিক্সড টাইম থাকে যে সেই টাইমে ওরা খেলতে থাকে। যদি তুমি সেরকম কোনো পার্টিকুলার টাইম থাকে, আমি বলবো এখন ইনিশিয়ালি তুমি সেই টাইমটাতে পড়তে বসো না, তুমি সেটাতে প্রথমে চেষ্টা করো সাম আদার অ্যাক্টিভিটিস, জাস্ট থিঙ্ক before this game you have some other interest in different topics. এই গেম খেলা শুরু হয়নি যখন, তখন তো আরো অনেক কিছু ছিল যেগুলো তোমার ভালো লাগতো। কোনো মুভি হতে পারে, কোনো স্পেসিফিক হিরোর কোনো মুভি হতে পারে, কোনো আউটডোর গেমস হতে পারে, অনেক কিছু ছিল যখন তুমি কিন্তু খেলতে, তখন তুমি কিন্তু অ্যাডিক্টেড হওনি। সেইগুলোকে ব্যাক করিয়ে নিয়ে এসো এবং ফিল আপ করো এই পার্টিকুলার টাইমটাকে।
বাট ম্যাম আরো একটা প্রবলেম যে ইন দিস কন্ডিশন আমাদের হাতে অলমোস্ট এভরি টাইমে মোবাইল থাকছে ডিউ টু দিস প্যান্ডেমিক।
এবার
We are
সত্যি
using
কথা
it
বলো তো
a lot
যে,
of time.
ইয়া আই ক্যান আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড, বাট মোবাইল থাকছে মানে সত্যি কি আমরা সবসময় পড়াশোনা করছি?
No, it's excuses, giving excuses to me also.
Exactly, we are giving excuses to ourselves. যখন ক্লাসে নোটস চলে, যখন ক্লাসে টিচার্সরা পড়ায়, আমি জানি 95% স্টুডেন্ট ওটা চালিয়ে রাখে, দিয়ে এদিকে গেম খেলে।
Okay.
তো দ্যাট পার্টিকুলার টাইম তুমি অন্য কিছু করো, অন্য কিছু করো মানে যদি এরকমও হয় যে তুমি লেকচারটা, আমি বলছি না যে হ্যাঁ তার মানে তুমি এক্ষুনি যে খুব ভালো করে লেকচারটা শুনছো সেটা হয়তো হচ্ছে না, তুমি ফোকাসই করতে পারছো না, তাহলে ডু সাম আদার অ্যাক্টিভিটি, সামথিং ক্রিয়েটিভ, যেটা তোমার ভালো লাগতো করতে একসময়। কিছু একটা এনগেজমেন্ট তৈরি করো যেটা তোমার গেমস এর প্যারালাল তোমাকে হ্যাপিনেস দেবে, and that you have to find out first. তুমি অনেক কিছু করতে পারো, এবার সেটা তোমাকে চিন্তা করতে হবে যে apart from this game what are the things with that also I am that much interested.
Okay.
এটা তোমাকে আগে ফাইন্ড আউট করতে হবে, and for that একটু নিজেকে নিয়ে বসে ভাবো যে গেম খেলাটা ছাড়া আর কি কি আমার ভালো লাগতো, একটা নোট করো, করে একটা উইক নাও যেখানে তুমি এগুলোকে একটা একটা করে এক্সপেরিমেন্ট করবে। আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, এই সপ্তাহটা আমার তো এইটা ভালো লাগতো, আমি এই সপ্তাহে একটু দেখি, যখন যখন আমার গেম গেম মনে হচ্ছে, আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে সারাদিন আমি একটা টাইম নিশ্চয়ই রাখবো, আমি বলছি না এই কথা যে তুমি 24 আওয়ার্স এর মধ্যে 1 ঘন্টাও গেম খেলো না, আমি এই কথা বলছি না, তুমি খেলো 2 ঘন্টা খেলো, বাকি যে টাইমটা যে কলেজের লেকচার চলছে, টিউশনে ক্লাস চলছে, এবং আমি ওই শুনছি নামকে বাঁচতেই শুনছি, কিন্তু আমি শুনছি না, ভেতরে আমি গেমই খেলছি, এই জায়গাটাতে তুমি একটা কিছু শিফট করো, 1 সপ্তাহ প্র্যাকটিস করে দেখো, হয়তো মনে হলো না এই অ্যাক্টিভিটিটা খুব একটা ওয়ার্ক করছে না, তাহলে নেক্সট আর একটা।
Okay. Okay. Ma'am. Okay. Thank you.
ওকে, Ma'am, how can I control my anger? আচ্ছা আগে বোধহয় নীলোৎপল চক্রবর্তী has raised the hand. Yes, নীলোৎপল. Yes, নীলোৎপল. Say.
Please unmute yourself, Nilotwal, if you want to talk. Okay, since you're not available, we'll go back to Shayan.
Yes. Shayan's question is anger management. How to manage your anger? শায়ন একটু আনমিউট করো, একটু কথা বলি।
Yes, ma'am.
কি করো রেগে গেলে?
ম্যাম রেগে গেলে সেরকম কিছু মুড অফ হয় বা কিছু মানে দেয়ালে ধুসি বা ওরকম কিছু জাস্ট।
তোমার রাগার ট্রিগার পয়েন্ট কি? কি জন্য রেগে যাও?
ম্যাম কোনো ছোট ছোট কথাতে মানে আমি যেটাতে অফেন্ডেড হই বা যেটা আমার পছন্দ না সেটার অপোজিট কিছু হলেই আমি রেগে যাই।
আচ্ছা, যে জিনিসটা তোমার পছন্দ মতন হয় না সেইটা যদি হয় তাহলে তুমি রেগে যাও, তাই তো?
হ্যাঁ।
আচ্ছা, যখন তোমার পছন্দ মতো না হয় তখন তোমার কি মনে হয়?
মনে হয় মানে আমার মতন হওয়া উচিত বা আমি যেরকম চোখে দেখি সব কিছু।
হ্যাঁ, ধরো কোনো জিনিস তোমার মতো হচ্ছে না, তুমি যেরকম ভাবে চাইছো, তাতে সমস্যাটা কি হবে? ঠিক অ্যাকচুয়ালি ভেবে বলো তো কি সমস্যা হবে?
আমার পছন্দ হচ্ছে না।
তোমার পছন্দ হচ্ছে না, তার মানে তোমার কি কোথাও কোনো রকম ফিলিং অফ ইনসিকিউরিটি কাজ করছে যে এটা আমার কমফর্ট জোনের বাইরে হচ্ছে?
হ্যাঁ ম্যাম।
তাহলে সমস্যাটা কোথায় বলো তো? তোমার ইনসিকিউরিটি ফিলিং রয়েছে, যেটাকে ডিফেন্স করার জন্য তুমি রাগটা দেখাচ্ছ। তাহলে ফার্স্ট উই হ্যাভ টু ওভারকাম দ্যাট ইনসিকিউরিটি। এই যে আমার মতো হচ্ছে না মানে আই এম নট কমফোর্টেবল, কেন না আমার মনে হচ্ছে আমি যে কমফোর্ট জোনে থাকি সেই জায়গাটা থেকে সামথিং ডিফারেন্ট হচ্ছে। তার মানে আমি নিজেকে সেই লেভেলে তৈরি করতে পারছি না যেখানে যে কোনো রকম ডিফিকাল্টি, যে কোনো রকম চেঞ্জেস সেটাকে আমি অ্যাকসেপ্ট করে নিতে পারবো। তাহলে অ্যাঙ্গার ম্যানেজমেন্ট তো ঠিক আছে, ওটা তো আমি না হয় তোমাকে পরে যদি ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল সেশন হয় সেখানে আমি তোমাকে কিছু টেকনিক শিখিয়ে দিলাম, কিন্তু আসল আমাদের কাজটা কিন্তু কোন জায়গাটা জানো তো? যেখানটাতে তুমি ওই ইনসিকিউরিটিটা ফিল করছো। ইউ ক্যান্ট অ্যাকসেপ্ট দ্য চেঞ্জ। তোমার কমফর্ট জোনের বাইরের কোনো চেঞ্জকে তুমি অ্যাকসেপ্ট করতে পারছো না। তাহলে ফার্স্ট ওয়ার্ক অন দ্যাট। ওই জায়গাটা সমস্যা। এবং কেন পাচ্ছো না? যদি আমি অ্যাঙ্গার ম্যানেজমেন্টের ক্ষেত্রে বলি, কিছু বেসিক টেকনিক্স অবভিয়াসলি আছে যেটা আমি তোমাদেরকে নর্মালি যে কোনো কাউকে বলতে পারি যে এটা, তবে আমি বলবো না যে শুধু এটাই একমাত্র অ্যাঙ্গার ম্যানেজমেন্টের মেন পয়েন্ট। মানে হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে, এটা দিয়ে আমি হয়তো আমার অ্যাঙ্গারটা কন্ট্রোল করতে পারবো, কিন্তু আমি তার রুটে যেতে পারবো। সেটা হচ্ছে অ্যাঙ্গার ম্যানেজমেন্টে যখনই কোনো অ্যাঙ্গার ইস্যু হবে, ধরো যার সাথে আমার কনফ্লিক্ট হচ্ছে, দ্য ফার্স্ট থিং I have to leave the place. মানে এই ঘরে তোমার আর আমার ঝগড়া হচ্ছে, মানে আমি প্রথমে আমি কিছু বলেছি, তোমার প্রচন্ড রাগ হচ্ছে, তাহলে আমি হচ্ছে সেখানে ট্রিগার পয়েন্ট যেটার জন্য তোমার রাগ হচ্ছে আমার সাথে বলা কথাগুলোতে। তাহলে ফার্স্ট সেখান থেকে নিজেকে ডিট্যাচ করো।
ম্যাম আমি সেটাই করতে পারি না, মানে আমি যেন না হারি, কোনো ঝগড়া হলে আমাকে জিততেই হবে যে কোনো পয়েন্ট।
যে তার মানেই তো তোমার হারার ভয়টা প্রচুর। আমি তো সেটা প্রথমেই বললাম, তোমার ইনসিকিউরিটিটা মেন সমস্যা, অ্যাঙ্গারটা সমস্যা নয়। এই যে আমি হেরে যাই, এবার তুমি ভাবো, তুমি আমার সাথে একটা কিছু নিয়ে আর্গু করলে এবং তুমি হেরে যাচ্ছ ভেবে তুমি খুব রেগে গেলে, দ্যাট মিনস ইউ আর গিভিং মি দ্যাট মাচ প্রায়োরিটি
ইয়েস ম্যাম।
যাতে আমি তোমার মেন্টাল হেলথকে চেঞ্জ করছি। তোমার একটা বন্ধু তোমাকে একটা নেগেটিভ কমেন্টস করলো এবং তুমি সেটাতে এত বেশি রিয়াক্ট করে গেলে এবং সেখানে ওকে আমাকে প্রুফ করতেই হবে আই এম রাইট, এইটাই তো?
হ্যাঁ ম্যাম।
হ্যাঁ, তার মানে ওকে প্রুফ করতেই হবে। এবার চিন্তা করো, ও কি খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট লোক তোমার জীবনে?
না ম্যাম, ওটা খুব স্পেসিফিক জনই তাদের উপরে শুধু রাখতে হয়।
হ্যাঁ, খুব স্পেসিফিক কারোর ওপরে রাগটা হলো, কিন্তু তোমার জীবনে তোমার ইম্পর্টেন্স সবচেয়ে বেশি না তোমার বাইরে তার বাইরে তার যে কোনো? তাহলে তুমি থাকলে তো সব রিলেশনশিপ গুলো থাকবে।
হ্যাঁ।
তাহলে ওই জায়গাটা চিন্তা করো। ফার্স্ট যেটা আমি বললাম না, তো আজকে তোমাদের প্রথমেই যেটা বলেছি যে আনটিল আনলেস ইউ আর রেসপেক্টিং ইয়োরসেলফ, তোমার নিজের প্রতি যদি সেই রেসপেক্টটা না থাকে, তুমি যদি মনে না করো যে আমি যা আমি তাই ভাই, এই জায়গাটা যদি তুমি না আসো, ততক্ষণ অবধি কিন্তু কেউ তোমাকে কোনো একটা নেগেটিভ কমেন্টস করবে, সে জানে যে সায়নকে রাগানো কোনো ব্যাপারই না, ওকে একটা কিছু বলে দাও ও সঙ্গে সঙ্গে রেগে যাবে। তাহলে এইটাকে কন্ট্রোল করো। তার মানে নিজেকে রেসপেক্ট দেওয়া, নিজের কনফিডেন্সটাকে ব্যাক করে আনা, সেই জায়গাটাকে আগে তৈরি করো।
ওকে ম্যাম।
ঠিক আছে? এবং সেটা যদি পার্সোনালি পরে তোমরা আমার কাছ থেকে গাইডলাইন্স নাও, ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল সেশন, ইটস আ ওপেন ফোরাম, তখন আমরা সেখানে আরো ডিটেল যাব। ওকে?
ওকে ম্যাম, থ্যাংক ইউ
ম্যাম।
ইয়েস
ম্যাম, জেদ কমানোর জন্য কি করা উচিত?
জেদ কমানোর জন্য মানে তো জায়গাটা তো একই জায়গায় দাঁড়িয়ে গেল না, যেটা রাগের ক্ষেত্রেও আমি বলেছিলাম। ওই জেদ কমানো মানে
আমার কারণ মানে আমি কারোর সঙ্গে তর্ক করছি, কিন্তু আমার মনে হচ্ছে যে না আমি ঠিক বলছি, সে ভুল বলছে, বাট আমি সেটা প্রুফ করতে পারছি না।
হ্যাঁ, তাহলে তো আমি সেই একই পয়েন্টে, সায়নের মতো একই পয়েন্টে চলে গেলাম না, যে আমাকে লোকের কাছে প্রুফ করতেই হবে যে এই পয়েন্টটাতে আমি ঠিক। যদি সত্যি তোমার ক্ষেত্রে জাস্টিফিকেশন থাকে, সেটা কি তুমি ভার্বালি তর্ক করে কাউকে বোঝাতে পারবে, না তোমার কাজের মধ্যে দিয়ে বোঝাতে পারবে যে হোয়াট এভার ইউ হ্যাভ সেড দ্যাট ইজ রাইট?
কাজের
কোনটা
মধ্যে,
দরকার?
কাজের মধ্যে।
এটা এটা তার উপর ডিপেন্ড। Okay, there are a lot of questions. Ma'am, how to give proper concentration while doing some work? কনসেন্ট্রেশনের ক্ষেত্রে সুমেধা যেটা বলার সেটা হচ্ছে কনসেন্ট্রেশনকে বাড়াতে গেলে দেয়ার আর ডিফারেন্ট এক্সারসাইজেস যেগুলো নিজেদেরকে প্র্যাকটিস করতে হবে। ফ্র্যাঙ্কলি স্পিকিং, যেমন তুমি ধরো আজকে চাও যদি আমি আরেকটু রোগা হই বা আমি আরেকটু মোটা হই, বা অনেক ছেলেরা চাইবে আমার 6 প্যাকস হোক, তো আমাদের কি করতে হয়? জিমে যেতে হয় তো, এবং একটা এক্সারসাইজ করতে হয় বা রেগুলার একটা ফিজিক্যাল এক্সারসাইজ করতে হয়। The same thing here also. If I have to increase my concentration, there are some mental exercise, there are some concentration related exercise that you have to practice regularly. That is one of the point. Number 2, distraction ke reduce karo. We have lot of distractions now. তো কনসেন্ট্রেট করতে গেলে ডিস্ট্রাকশন কে ছড়াতে হবে। মানে মোবাইলটা সঙ্গে রয়েছে, দিয়ে পড়তে বসলাম, এই জায়গাটাকে যতটা কমানো যায়, যেটা না হলেই নয় সেটা কিছু করার নেই। যদি আমি মোবাইলে আমার সমস্ত নোটস আছে কি ল্যাপটপে আমার সমস্ত নোটস আছে, ম্যাম ওটা না খুললে তো আমি পড়তেই পারবো না, তাহলে কিছুক্ষণের জন্য আমি নেট কানেকশনটা অফ রাখি, যাতে ওই ব্লিঙ্ক করবে না বা মেসেজ আসার সাউন্ডটা আসবে না, তাতে আমার কনসেন্ট্রেশনটা শিফট হবে না। তাহলে যা কিছু ডিস্ট্রাকশন সেগুলোকে আমায় শিফট করাতে হবে, সেটা আর একটা জায়গা। তো সেটা সব আগে করো, তারপরে যদি দরকার হয় কিছু কনসেন্ট্রেশন রিলেটেড এক্সারসাইজ আছে, সেটা দরকার হলে আমি বলে দেবো, সেগুলো প্র্যাকটিস করতে পারো। Another question.
ম্যাম আমি একটা কোশ্চেন করব।
হুম।
ম্যাম খুব তাড়াতাড়ি আমার ধৈর্য হারিয়ে যায় কোনো কিছুতে, যেমন তাড়াতাড়ি হলো নি দিয়ে ধৈর্য হারিয়ে যায় যে আমার দ্বারা এটা হবে না, আমি কি করব তাহলে?
কারণ তুমি নিজের উপর বিলিফই নেই তোমার। তুমি নিজেকে ভালোবাসো?
হ্যাঁ নিজেকে ভালোবাসি তো।
বাসো? নিজেকে রেসপেক্ট করো?
হ্যাঁ করি।
কোথায় করো? তুমি যদি সত্যি নিজেকে রেসপেক্ট করো তাহলে তোমার কেন মনে হয় প্রতি সেকেন্ডে যে না আমি পারবো না? তাহলে তোমার নিজের উপর বিলিফ নেই। তোমার পজিটিভ কোয়ালিটিস আছে তো কিছু? আছে না নেই?
হ্যাঁ আছে ম্যাম।
আছে তো। আজকে বসে বসে না নিজের যতগুলো পজিটিভ কোয়ালিটি আছে সেগুলো লিখে ফেলো, দিয়ে ভাবো এইটাই কিন্তু অভ্র। I'm talking about with অভ্র just now.
হ্যাঁ ম্যাম।
Yes. তাহলে তুমি এইভাবেই ভাবো যে এই যে কোয়ালিটি ওলা লোকটা এইটা হচ্ছে অভ্র। আবার প্যারালালি তারপরে নিজের নেগেটিভ কোয়ালিটি গুলো লিখবে, লিখে ভাববে যে এইটাও কিন্তু অভ্র। এবার পজিটিভ কোয়ালিটি গুলোকে আরো বেশি এনহ্যান্স করা দরকার, আর নেগেটিভ কোয়ালিটি গুলোকে অনেক বেশি রিডিউস করা দরকার, তবে তুমি আরো বেশি পারফেকশনের দিকে এগোতে পারবে। একবার করে দেখো। ফার্স্ট অ্যাকসেপ্ট হোয়াট ইউ আর।
ওকে ম্যাম।
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, my name is Sutama Sarkar. Ma'am, I have a different kind of problem. Like, I know that I am not as good from inside. Like, my inside is sad, upset, but I am showing to my outside that I am funny.
Okay.
So I don't know what kind of problem, but I try to keep myself always happy, always laughing, but my inside is not happy. I know that somehow, somewhere, any point, I am not so good. I'm sad, I am upset. So what's the problem this is?
That means you are believing mostly on show off.
No, ma'am, I'm not doing show off, but uh, is it doing for this pandemic?
No, actually, if you are not believing on show off, then why are you pretending that you are happy in front of
No,
us,
no,
the
no.
others?
No, actually, I keep myself happy.
Hmm.
I'm not pretending. I'm just try to keep myself happy, always laughing.
How? Only with these external resources, by laughing, smiling, and all these
Like
internally.
I am doing drawing. I am reading memes, funny storybooks, comics.
Whether you are ever feeling proud about yourself.
When I'm doing a great work or great job.
Okay. After that also you are not feeling happy.
No, at a certain time I am feeling happy, but it's not permanent. Like it's for that particular time.
Is there any people who is continuously is being happy? There is no mood swing, there is no mood off. If any negative feeling or low mood persists for a long time, that means maybe 1 month, maybe 6 months, then you have to think about it. But if it is a regular situation that sometimes we are very much happy and sometimes because of some incident we are getting upset, that is a normal thing. It's not important that always we are keeping the same mood that we want.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Just what you have to do, just observe yourself whether this mood swing is for a long time, most frequently you are being upset, just observe few days, whatever the what the task I can give you, just observe yourself, your positive mood and your negative mood. You can make a record also, make a diary also. Okay.
Perhaps we can have an
Thank you.
online session, ma'am, with so many questions, queries. Maybe we could request the director that maybe, if not this month, then maybe beginning of next month, we can have an online counseling session, if you are also free, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
I think there could be some questions. Maybe the students do need someone to listen to them. I think that is the most important thing. Maybe pandemic plus this kind of sensitive age also, they hardly find people to talk to, and maybe they have found in you a friend and a guide. So maybe we can take one or two more questions today, and then we can have ma'am again on another day for a separate online counseling session. This is part of the induction program, the college to the campus connect. One or two more questions before we end this session and move to the next session of universal human values. So one or two quick questions, and then we must move on. Ma'am, over to you.
Yes, two questions I have seen already in this chat box. One is Devanjan Das and another is Sontu Bera. Devanjan Das, you want to talk something? Oh, wait, I will come to you. But Santu Bera, your question is there in front of me that আমার আচ্ছা কথা বলতে লজ্জা লাগে, but social media তে একটুও লজ্জা লাগে না. That means you are believe in virtual world, not the real world. You are believe in virtual world. রিয়েল লাইফে ফিরে এসো। ভার্চুয়ালি থাকতে থাকতে আমাদের হ্যাবিট হয়ে গেছে, আমরা ভার্চুয়াল ওয়ার্ল্ডে অনেক বেশি কমফোর্টেবল, কিন্তু রিয়েল ওয়ার্ল্ডে নয়। তাহলে সব আগে যেটা করতে হবে, সোশ্যাল মিডিয়াতে কমিউনিকেট করার থেকে সামনাসামনি কমিউনিকেশনটাকে বাড়াও, সোশ্যাল মিডিয়ার কমিউনিকেশনটাকে কমাও। হোয়াট ইজ রিয়েল সেটাকে ফেস করো আরো বেশি। মেবি শুরুতে লজ্জা করবে, আনকমফোর্টেবল ফিল করবে, এবং সবসময় মনে করবে আসলে সোশ্যাল মিডিয়াতে আমি নিজেকে যা খুশি দেখাতে পারি না, আমি আমার ছবির জায়গায় ঐশ্বর্য রায়ের ছবিও রাখতে পারি, কিন্তু রিয়েল লাইফে আমি যা আমি তাই, সেইটাতে সমস্যা হচ্ছে। সেইটা দেখো। দেবাঞ্জন নেক্সট, দুটোই আমি নিচ্ছি আর, কারণ বিকজ দ্য নেক্সট সেশন ইজ অলসো দেয়ার। হ্যাঁ, শুনতে পাচ্ছি।
অ্যাকচুয়ালি এই যে ইন্ডাকশন প্রসেসটা শুরু হয়েছে, এই যে ক্লাস শুরু হয়েছে, তো 15 তারিখ থেকে শুরু হয়েছে, 15 সেপ্টেম্বর থেকে। তো অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমি এখন বাড়িতে নেই, আসলে মায়ের একটু চিকিৎসার জন্য ব্যাঙ্গালোরে এসেছি, মানে মাকে নিয়ে। তো দিদিও এসেছিল, বাট দিদির ডিউটি আছে বলে দিদি চলে গেছে। এখন আমাকেই এখানে থেকে মা বাবার সাথে আছি, আর ডাক্তারটা আমি দেখাতে নিয়ে যাচ্ছি। তো দুটো ক্লাস আমার মিস হয়ে গেছে, 15 সেপ্টেম্বর আর 16 সেপ্টেম্বর মনে হয় একটা ক্লাস ছিল, মিস হয়ে গেছে। তো ওই দুটো ক্লাসে কি সেরকম কিছু ইম্পর্টেন্ট কিছু আলোচনা হয়েছে?
I think this is not my type of question. I think, ma'am, you can give the answer better than me.
ম্যাম, আমি একটা কোয়েশ্চেন করেছিলাম, উপমা।
হ্যাঁ, উপমা বলো।
What is the difference between addiction and attraction?
Addiction and attraction. Attraction কি তোমাকে অ্যাডিক্ট করে দেবে? অ্যাট্রাক্টেড তুমি অনেক কিছুতে হতে পারো। বা অ্যাডিকশন হচ্ছে যখন সেটা ছাড়া তোমার আর চলবে না। অ্যাট্রাকশন কোনো জিনিসের প্রতি আমার বেশ ভালোই লাগছে দেখতে, কিন্তু যখন সেই জিনিসটা আমার এমন জায়গায় পৌঁছে গেল যে যেটা ছাড়া আমার আর চলবে না, ওটা না থাকলে আমার অসুবিধা হচ্ছে, তখন আমি অ্যাডিক্টেড। গেম খেলতে ভাল লাগে বা সোশ্যাল মিডিয়া করতে ভাল লাগে, বেশ একটা অ্যাট্রাকশন আছে, মাঝে মাঝে টাইম স্পেন্ড করি, এই জায়গাটা ওকে। কিন্তু ধরো আজকে সারাদিনে আমি সোশ্যাল মিডিয়াতে রইলাম না বা আজকে সারাদিনে আমি গেম খেললাম না, তখন আমার একটা অসম্ভব অস্বস্তি হচ্ছে, ভাল লাগছে না, কোনো কিছুতে মন লাগাতে পারছি না, একটুতে ইরিটেটেড হয়ে যাচ্ছি। সেই জায়গাটা হচ্ছে অ্যাডিকশন। অ্যাডিকশনে কি হয়
তাহলে
যে একটা হ্যাপি হরমোন আমাদের ব্রেনে সিক্রিয়েশন হয় কন্টিনিউয়াসলি, সেই জায়গাটা ধরো গেমটাই যে খেলছি, খেলতে 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 একটা হ্যাপি হরমোন কন্টিনিউয়াসলি সিক্রিয়েশন হয়। এবার সেই অ্যামাউন্ট অফ হ্যাপি হরমোন যতক্ষণ না সিক্রিয়েট হবে ততক্ষণ আমার মধ্যে কুইক ইরিটেশন, কুইক ফ্রাস্ট্রেশন, একটুতেই কনফিডেন্স লেভেল ডাউন, এই পয়েন্টগুলো আসবে। আর যদি এই জায়গাটা আসে, দ্যাট মিনস ইউ আর অ্যাডিক্টেড। I think 2 questions I have taken. I know that you have a lot of questions, but next another session is also there. So, Neera ma'am.
Yes, please. Thank you, Opala ma'am. On behalf of the induction committee, I thank you for a very warm interactive session. I think it was a very successful session because it has triggered a lot of questions and responses. Maybe, as I said, if the director agrees, if the management agrees, then we can have another online session before the pujas, so, or at least immediately after it. So another session is definitely being called for. But today, as part of the induction session, we are ending the first session of the day, and we are moving on to universal human values. Now, AICT has laid a lot of stress on universal human values, and it is there in the syllabus. You will have it later on as part of your syllabus. And also, I think many of the problems that we are facing today is because we are often not aware, or maybe we have got mixed up in our basic values of life. Our value system, we have to get it right. So just as we have, a healthy body and a healthy mind, and we need good food, good books, I think it is important to stick to our values. So the next session, part 2 of day 3, is going to be taken up by our own Professor Chanchal De of the Department of Humanities. Okay, so, and he will be taking you your subsequent classes, not in the first year, but as you go to the senior years. So over to Professor
Madam?
De.
ম্যাডাম,
Yes, please.
হ্যাঁ, তো আমার নাম দীপাঞ্জন দাস। তো আহ, ওই আমার প্রশ্নটা হচ্ছে, আমি 15 তারিখ 16 তারিখে জয়েন করতে পারিনি, কারণ আমি মাকে একটু চিকিৎসা করাতে এনেছি ব্যাঙ্গালোরে। তো
Which
তো
department do you belong to, Debanjan?
কম্পিউটার সায়েন্স অ্যান্ড ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং।
Okay, you will communicate with your HOD. All the HOD's addresses are there online also. So you will communicate with your HOD, who is Professor Tapash Kumar Maiti, and the chairperson of this program, of this induction program, is Professor Deepak Mondal. So you can send a mail to both of them. Okay. We are, and maybe I have not introduced myself. Maybe the other day, of course, I spoke to all of you, and I hope you remember me, that I'm Dr. Neera Konar, HOD of the Department of Humanities. I'm also the Associate Professor of English, and I've had the good fortune to be associated with this college right from the beginning. So I've taught all the batches of the students in this college. So now over to Professor Chanchal De. Chanchal, are you there?
Yes, madam.
Okay, Chanchal, over to you.
Yes, thank you. So good morning, students. I hope you can hear me, right? So as ma'am has already told you that today I will be talking about the universal human values and how universal human values has so much importance in our engineering curriculum. And also, I'd like to tell you about myself that I am associated with the Department of Humanities as assistant professor, and I mostly teach subjects based on economics and management. Okay, so let me present the screen to you. I hope you can see the screen.
Yes, Chanchal.
Okay. Yes. So today we will be talking about the universal human values. Okay, so what exactly do we understand by that? Okay, so you can see that our college that is nearly 20 years old, more than 20 years old. Okay, so the alumni who have passed out from this college, so they have made a good name in the academia as well as in the industry. Okay, as someone who are known for their professionalism, integrity, honesty. Okay, so uh, in 2017, okay, in 2017 there was a 49th meeting has happened for the AICTE Council. Okay, so in that meeting, it was discussed that along with the technical knowledge that we have, okay, along with the technical prowess that we'll be learning over the coming 4 years, okay, it is also important for us to know certain ethical values, which is going to help us in our life. Okay, see, when we will be working in any company, any organization, wherever we will be working, at that point of time, it will be very important for us to know, okay, to understand that how a particular organization hierarchy works, or what are the things that are going to be involved there. Okay, and that is something I would say a very prevalent thing everywhere. Okay, so at that point of time, we have to understand that how can we get familiar with all kinds of uh, uh, knowledge, all kinds of skills, attitudes, and whatever things that will be seen at our work. Okay, that is what we'll be discussing today. So, as ma'am has already told you that universal human values, okay, this is going to be part of your syllabus also. Okay, especially some of the engineering streams. Okay, they will be learning this as a paper. Okay, and they will also have to appear for the examination. So today I will try to give you a brief overview. Okay, a brief overview on the universal human values as well as the professional ethics. That is what we will be talking about today. Okay, so as you know that in our induction program, okay, universal human values is going to provide us some of the, I would say, underlying vision for human education, for the development, so that we can become one of the important members of the society. Okay, and we should always try to create a society which is going to be based on just as well as equitable. That means what? That a society where we will be respecting everyone. It's not that just because a person comes from a particular place, the person has got this particular qualification, or he or she does not have the economic means, we cannot disrespect them. Okay, irrespective of anything, irrespective of any particular quality, we have to treat everyone similar. We have to understand that each person is a valuable member of the society and we have to work accordingly, right? So in our AICTE model curriculum, okay, the SIP goals, that is students induction program goals that are being given, especially for the universal human values, they are like that we should have to become familiar with what kind of culture our educational institution has. Okay, why CEMK is so famous? What is the reason that people want to study in a college, in our college? There is a reason because of ethos, because of the culture. Okay, so that is what is going to be important, where we will be seeing, where we will be understanding, okay, that these are the particular holistic vision that I would see. Okay, that is going to be better for the national as well as human good, and it is also going to create a scenario of well-being for each and everyone. Okay, not only that, you will see that you already had a session on that how can the transition period can be made smoother. Okay, so as many of you have said that some people have the problem of or they have involved in the various kinds of computer games, or they have got some anger management issues, everything. So one of the best way to mitigate that we can have some kind of creative skill. Okay, a creative skill in arts is always going to help you to express your a large vision of life. Suppose you are going to draw something. Okay, if you want to draw something at that point of time, what you are doing, it's not easy that you would just pick a pencil and start drawing. For drawing a small sketch, for drawing a small scenery also, you have to put a lot of brain over there. You have to think about that. You have to think that what kind of good thing is there in the society, what kind of good thing is there in the natural scenery. When you think it, you apply your brain and you start drawing it. So at that point of time, you have to spend a considerable amount of time. You have to think, you have to draw, and at that point of time, when you will be drawing, your entire concentration is going to be on that. Okay, so anything that you do, but it has to be something creative. So we are becoming very mechanical nowadays. Everything is there in our hands. Okay, sometimes we feel that a particular phone is there with us. So, and whatever, even a small meaning, okay, even a small meaning today, we see that we are not applying our brain. Sometimes you will see the meaning is hidden itself in the word. Okay, but we are just we are putting that word in the Google and we are getting the information about that. Right, so we have to become creative. We have to think about ways. Okay, if some problem is there, okay, so at that point of time, we have to try our best that how can I get over this? Because sometimes what happens that only you have the best remedy for any problem. Okay, no one knows better than yourself than you. So you have to be always inculcate a good values in yourself. You have to try to build some of the basic ethical skills, okay, so that you can be considered and you will also, it will help you to maintain a very healthy lifestyle, okay, and a very ethical professional discipline. Okay, suppose today even people have issues related to sleep. Okay, they are not sleeping properly. The sleeping hours are degrading day by day. One of the major thing is, I would say, the various electronic gadgets that we are using. Okay, and these electronic gadgets emits a lot of blue light, and that is what is going to result in the sleep deprivation. Okay, that is also happening. But we have to try to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Okay, so we should always try to get up early. Okay, if someone can get up early, you will see that the person has got a lot of time to work on, and we are most productive in the morning time. Okay, if we can make it a habit that I can get up early, I will try to maintain the adequate amount of sleeping hours. Yes, and one of the prime reasons that I would say that there is a lack of sleeping hours, that is what happening these days, is lack of physical exercises, I would say. Because most of the time we are sitting in our home. Even if we are given an opportunity to go and play in the ground, we are not ready to go there. Okay, so there was a time, okay, I think 10 years, 15 years ago also, the parents used to get angry because the children are playing outside. They are playing in the rain, they are playing in the sun, okay, and they are creating harm to their body. But these days, these kind of things is normally we don't hear. Even those who are younger than you will see that they are mostly addicted towards all kinds of electronic gadgets that is there. Okay, so what is happening that due to this lack of physical work, sometimes what happens, we don't have or we are not tired. Okay, our eyes are tired, but our mind is not tired. Okay, because for getting a good sleep, your mind should be in a peaceful in a peaceful state. Okay, that is what is going to be there. One of the things that you will see that in any kind of profession we are there. Okay, no matter what kind of profession I am, it can be in your engineering field, it can be in academics, it can be working in any organization. Sometimes we are facing some common problems. Okay, certain common problems like which is going to lack our, I would say, efficiency, okay, or productivity. You will see that if a person does not have the proper communication skills, okay, even though its communication skill does not mean that you have to speak a good English. Okay, it's a very, I think it's a misconception. Whenever we talk about that one person needs a very good communication skills, we only feel that yes, he or she has to speak a good English. But no, it can be Bengali, it can be Hindi, it can be any language that you are. But when you are going to communicate, it should be clear. It should be, a person should understand you properly. Okay, you should be someone who should make your points very clear. Okay, that is what art of speaking, which is very important. Okay, and that is what you are going to develop in your engineering education. That how can you express yourself? Many times what happens, some people have got a very good technical knowledge. They have very good mathematical concepts. Okay, they are good at everything. But the problem when somebody tells them that now this is your turn, that you have to speak up, you have to explain what you are doing. So that is the most dreadful scenario for that particular person. Okay, so we have to improve ourselves. We have to understand that what kind of basic things that is going to require, which is going to make us successful at our work. Okay, and when we talk about this entire subject, okay, when the objectives of universal human values, when we talk about it, is, as I've told you, that we want to build a comprehensive perspective of life. Okay, we have to understand that what are our roles as an individual. Okay, as someone who belongs to a certain family, as someone who belongs to a society, we have our obligations towards our family, our society. Okay, because as an engineer, okay, we have got a lot of commitment towards the society. You can see that in this COVID-19 pandemic, that how much big role the engineers played. They developed various kinds of equipments, medical equipments, even the manufacturing sector. Okay, in the very beginning phase, you saw that we had a problem of getting even some important and some daily needs also. But you see the people who are working in the manufacturing industries, okay, they work day in and day out so that this kind of problem, okay, the scarcity of resources can be mitigated, and they should try to build up something which is going to be helpful for everyone. That is one of the biggest role for an engineer. You have to think about your society, about your country, okay, before self. And universal human values is something that is going to inculcate such qualities inside you. Okay, so when we talk about the methodologies, okay, there can be various methodologies that can be applied. Sometimes we say that it is a self-reflective methodology is one of the best things. Means you have to understand that what are the ramifications of my actions is going to be. If I'm going to do something right, what kind of result it is going to bring out. Okay, I think many of you might know that there was a story. Okay, there was a story, or I would say some kind of a written text was there in the CBSE board books. Okay, that is known as the Gandhiji ka Jantar. Okay, that means if you are not sure that whether I should do this particular work or I should not do this particular work, so he said that you have to think the face of the person who is the most unprivileged, most economically in a disadvantageous position, and who is suffering from a whole lot of problems. You have to think that if your particular work that you are going to do is not going to create some harm to that person, rather it's going to create something good. That means if you can think that, and if you think that whatever decision you are going to take, it is going to have some effect on that kind of a person, if you feel that it's negative, then the decision that is going to take, it may be not correct for you. But if you feel that even it can create some good thing, okay, to that person, so the decision should be overwhelmingly positive. Okay, that is what one of the Gandhiji ka Jantar, what he wrote, and we understand, we read it. That means we have to self-reflect ourselves. Sometimes we have to question ourselves only, that what my actions are going to be, whether I am talking to this person, okay, if I'm going to do the right thing or not. Maybe many of the students have said that at times this happens, that when the person is going to need us, he or she is available. But when we need them, okay, then they are not available. Okay, that is, I think that is something, a very regular thing these days. Okay, people are very much self-centered. People think about their own benefits, and this is not restricted to a particular age or a particular period. Okay, this is there. You have to tackle that by your own common sense. Okay, somebody is doing a mistake, that does not mean that I am also going to do the same thing. Okay, it's that I as an individual, I have to take my decisions. I am studying, and I will be also getting my engineering education. So I should be in such a position where I can take my decisions, where I can be able to reflect on what is happening. Okay, you have to understand, you have to read the things. Every time it is said that we have to observe things, we have to understand people. You have to, because you know you will make a lot of acquaintances, but the friends will be less. Okay, the number of friends are going to diminish the more you are going to climb up to your success ladder. Okay, people are, yes, it's very real thing that people get jealous. Oh, you got an admission over that college, I wanted to go there but I couldn't go. You went there, you got admission, so it is going to create some kind of ill feeling. Okay, and that is something that occurs. But you have to try to ensure that you are going to remove, you are going to hide, you are going to overlook all kinds of negativities are there. You have to concentrate mostly on the positives. Negativities will always be there. Okay, you have to try to minimize them as much as possible and try to increase the positivity. Whatever skills that you have, whatever skills that you have, you always try to increase them. Okay, you have to improve your skills, you have to improve yourself, and that is what is going to be the best option for you for the time being. And for every time you will see that you have to try to explore yourselves. Okay, the self-exploration is one of the best thing at this age, because at this age you will see that you will have the energy, you will have the tenacity, you can work hard. Okay, so at that point of time you have to understand that what are those qualities are there which can help you to better your life. So when we talk about the human values, okay, so the human values are always very much closely related to the human life. Okay, I think our lives are entirely dependent, or our life is nothing if there are no values. Okay, there is no difference is going to be there between the animals and the humans if the human values are not there, because this is what makes us human. Okay, these are some of the universal concepts that I will talk about. Okay, it means some of the universal human values are going to be found in all culture, on all religion, on societies. Okay, these are very consistent behaviors. Okay, and this is going to help you to guide as well as to understand that whether you are going to be accepted in the society or not. You will see that certain values, if a person possesses, okay, people don't like them. Okay, and if you are good in your behavior, you will always try to find the dignity, the respect, the appropriateness among the people. Okay, so human values are something that is ingrained in the people's beliefs, feelings, and they have a kind of an attitude towards the various things, various societies, various situations, whatever is going to be there. Okay, so it is very important to understand that what are the 5 essential human values are there. When we talk about universal human values, these are one of the, I think this is what we can all, the 5 most important elements, okay, that you can see in your screen. Okay, the first one, that is truth. Okay, that is satya. Okay, so what is this truth? See, sometimes we try to question ourselves that, okay, why, actually, who am I? What is my purpose here? And what are the things that I should do which can make me, or which can help me to live my life full in the present moment? We are worried about our future. We regret what has happened in the past, but we forget that how we have to live in the present. Okay, it is said that the past occurrences sometimes may feel good compared to the present, but we have to find out that what are the things that is going to make us to live fully in the present. Okay, so if somebody speaks truth, you will see that it is one of the first phase, or one of the important phase, which can help you to build a very strong character. You will see that the person who are not comfortable, or those who don't speak truth, they have developed a habit of lying. You will see that these people have to think a lot, because there has to be some kind of consistency have to be made when you speak a lie. Okay, otherwise you will get caught. So if you are saying truth, okay, even though you know that some kind of problem may come up, but that is going to be a temporary one, a momentary one, it is going to come. But in the long run, you are going to enjoy. You will feel good that yes, I spoke the truth and I have no regret. Okay, so speaking the truth is one of the very basic and one of the very fundamental aspect of building a strong character. Okay, if somebody who is always in the habit of lying, okay, you will see that such people will not be trusted. Even if they say something correct thing or some truth, people will say, no, this person has a habit of lying and we cannot trust him. And if this is what the colleagues, the peers, the people who are senior or juniors to him or her, then you will see that the person will never have the respect, never have the dignity, and they will never be given a good responsible position also, because everyone knows that this is something that is going to create problems. Okay, so speaking a truth is try to make it a habit. Okay, try to make it a habit that I am going to speak truth. Yes, I'm playing games. Yes, I should have the guts. I should have the courage to accept this, that yes, I have played games. I am indulged in playing games, but now I can make a strong resolution that from now onwards, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to put myself in some creative work, and I'm going to try out certain ways which can help me to get over that. Okay, so that is what is going to help you. If somebody can help us truth, because if somebody can develop the truth, they can also get a lot of confidence. Okay, when you speak truth. The next one is the right conduct. Okay, the right conduct, that is also, you can say it's a dharma. Okay, that we a Sanskritized word for the right conduct. See, the information that we receive, anything that is occurring in the environment, in and around us, okay, we will see that our five senses, that is the smell, the taste, the sight, the touch, the hearing. Okay, these five senses are going to help us to transform any occurrence into a meaningful information. Okay, and when we say that every action, whatever action that is going to happen, okay, it has to be preceded by a thought. We have to think about something before our action. If somebody who is like doing by without thinking anything is going to face problems. Okay, even if we want to speak something, if we want to do something, a careful thought has to be there. Okay, otherwise we have to regret that what I have done. If I would have thought this in a better way, I think I would be in a better position to do that. So a thought process should be very strong, and if your thought process is correct, your conduct is going to be appropriate also. Otherwise, if you don't think properly, if you have lots of doubts, if you have lots of queries, okay, and you are uncertain that what my actions are going to do, so it is going to be something that is detrimental to the conduct of what is happening. So we have to think positively, we have to think properly, we have to understand what the situation is going to be, what are the demands of the situation before doing something. Okay, the next one that you can see is the love. Okay, so what is this love? Okay, see, love has got different meanings. Okay, different meanings at different circumstances. Okay, mostly you will see that love is something when we wish something good should happen to that person. Okay, so it is going to be affected by a subconscious mind. Okay, and when we talk about love, it's a very powerful thing, because every time one person should wish happiness for the other person. Even though I may have got some problem, I will see that the other person should not face a problem. You can see the unconditional love. Okay, a mother has towards her child. You will see that even though she may be not eating properly, okay, she may be preserving some food, she may be saving some food, but she will ensure that her child does not go hungry. You will see that how much unconditional love parents have, that we may not have got the opportunity to study in a good college, but I will ensure that my child goes to the best college according to his or her ability. Okay, so it is something that is going to be very important for you. You have to understand it. Okay, you have to understand that often nowadays what happens that we don't understand the meaning of love. Okay, because of too much mechanical things that I was talking about earlier, that has been fed to us, that we don't have any individual thought, we don't have any individual way of thinking. We simply believe what others are doing. Right? So if you will see that love is unconditional, it is going to be a giving. The art of giving is going to be very important in love, and it's going to be very unselfish in nature. Okay, the next one that you can see in your screen is the peace. Okay, that is Shanti. So what does this peace mean? See, you will find that you will smile very often. Okay, if you feel that you are happy and contented. Okay, and this contentment is something a very I would say a very complicated word. Okay, you will see that some people may earn 10,000 rupees. You will find that the person is in Shanti. Okay, she feels contented. But you will see a person who earns more than 1,00,000 rupees not contented, not at peace. Every time he or she is worried. Okay, so you have to find out what you like to do the best. Okay, if you like a particular work, if you like what you are doing, Okay, at that point of time, you have to overlook certain other things. Okay, it's not possible that we are going to get everything in our life. Okay, our vision should be realistic. Our goals should be realistic. We have to demand, we have to think what is going to be possible for us. Okay, sometimes we desire what is not needed, right? You saw the difference what madam has already told in the previous session, that what is the desire, what is the need, what is the difference between them. Okay, we have to find out a balance between them. Okay, we should always aspire for what we needed. That is going to be our first goal. Once when we are done with that, we can also have something that we want to desire. Okay, so we have to try, we have to build ourselves so that we can be contented. Our feelings should be such, okay, that we try to focus on the good things, the positive things. Okay, we try to make peace in the family. Often family is one of the prime reason for peace. Okay, you will also see certain times that some people may have got certain issues in their family. Okay, and when the certain issues in the family can happen, so at that point of time, you have to understand that what kind of problems are there in my family, whether I am one of the reason for the problem or not. Okay, I have to build myself in such a manner that wherever I am going to go, I'm going to assimilate well. Okay, and I will try to have self-esteem, the calmness. Okay, and I should think in a positive direction. Thinking positive is going to be one of the important things. What happens sometimes, that we may have got, we want some 100 things. Okay, we have 99, we don't have one thing. So we will not be happy for the 99 things that we have, but we are worried for the one particular thing that we don't have. Okay, this is a very realistic thing that happens. Okay, and peace is only going to be there when you are not going to do anything wrong. Okay, see, as some of you have already expressed your doubts that some people ignore us, should we ignore too? But when you will be ignoring, you will be feeling that your own value system is there, which is going to tell you that I am doing something wrong. I shouldn't have done that. They may do what they wish, but I will try to do what is right according to me. Okay, I have to think about that. What are the things that are going to be correct? Whatever good things has been taught by my parents, by my teachers, okay, I will try to inculcate that in my own personality. And I will try to develop, I will try to build things which is going to be helpful, which is going to create a lot of good impression about me. Okay, because if you have these qualities, it's going to create a very strong personality, and you will be someone who will be liked most. Okay, people will like you because people will have, they will try to see you as ideal person. Okay, because the universal human values are so strong, because if you can inculcate them inside you, okay, you will be successful in every aspect of your life. You can be good in your family, you can make a meaningful contribution to the place where you work, and you will also be seen as someone, a good person, a role model, okay, in the society. The next one is about the non-violence, ahimsa. Okay, see, non-violence is something that is a part of our culture, I would say. Okay, and it is deeply ingrained in the Indian philosophy. Okay, you know that Mahatma Gandhi, okay, he once said in his book, that is My Experiments with Truth. Okay, in his book he wrote that truth and non-violence are my God. That means if I am a follower of truth and I am practicing non-violence in my life, then even if I don't follow any God, that's not going to create any problem for me. Okay, it was his perspective that he said, but it's very right also. See, if you are not doing anything wrong, okay, if you are trying to follow what is right, and it is said that when you will have respect for all life, okay, those who are living in with the nature, okay, and you are not hurting anyone by your thoughts, by your word, by your deeds, okay, that is what is the true following of non-violence. Okay, so there are two aspects, you can say, about the non-violence. One is a psychological one, another is social one. If we say what is the psychological aspect of non-violence, okay, it is going to be when you will have a compassion for each and everyone in the society. Okay, and you will also have appreciation of all the cultures, all the religions. Okay, and you are going to care for the environment. Okay, that is a social aspect of non-violence. Means we will try to find out, we will try to develop a society that is going to be equitable, where everyone is going to be respected. There is no discrimination should be there. Okay, that is what we aspire. That is what we want to see ourselves. Okay, so there are various approaches. Okay, there are various approaches to human values. The two approaches that we can see is the direct method, the intercurriculum and extracurricular method. So let's talk about the direct method. What exactly do we understand by the direct method? See, when we are going to try to teach the human values, see, when we were young, okay, when we were young at that point of time, you must remember that there were various stories, okay, there were various books that our parents used to read for us. It can be Panchtantra, it can be Jatak Katha, okay, all kinds of the moral stories that we learned. Actually, even we were younger at that point of time. Okay, these stories are based on some of the other topics which may not seem realistic at this age. But the underlying objective was that to give you some kind of a life lesson. Okay, to understand that a good is always going to prevail over evil. Okay, that means you have to try to develop yourself a good human being. You will see that anyone who practices evil, anyone who has some kind of negativity, wants to harm someone else, you will see in the long run that person suffers. That person cannot win in the long term. Okay, so we have to always work hard. We have to always try to build ourselves so that we can become a meaningful, and our contribution should be meaningful to the society. Okay, and people should know that yes, that kind of a person I should try to become. See, we all have our role models. We all want to become successful in our life. Okay, so yes, and another thing that you can see here that talks about the intercurriculum and extracurricular method of approaches towards the human values. So you will be very proud to know that our college and our department specifically, we organize different activities. Okay, we organize mock parliaments, we organize debate competitions, and we also organize extreme point, all other cultural activities. Okay, which can help you to develop, to come out as a better human being. Okay, certain topics are there which can be helpful for you to understand what they are and how they can be relevant to the actual life. Okay, we try to make students aware, okay, that how can they develop their self-confidence, how can they can inculcate a feeling of self-respect, a team spirit. Okay, that is also known as esprit de corps, that we can develop. Okay, always the activities, you will see that when you will be there in the group discussion and various language learning projects you will get, you will be working in a group. Okay, the task is not going to be individual one, but it is going to be work in a group. Why this is going to be given? Because you will see in a group there will be many people. Okay, a person can work well when he or she is alone. Okay, because no one is there to give their inputs, and they do whatever they feel like. But when they are in a group, you have to respect everyone. Everyone has got a different take on the particular work that you will be doing. Okay, so there is so many things to learn when you will be working in a group, and at the same time you can also develop certain human values while working in a group. That is what is going to be important, and that is what one of the many methods that we apply. Okay, so that we can inculcate universal human values among our students. Okay, that is what we aspire to see, because it is going to help you to develop your discipline, punctuality, the cooperation. Okay, because you will already be knowing that you will get letter specific sessions you will have about the NCC, the NSS, okay, different activities that can help you to develop yourselves, to come out yourself as become successful people. Okay, so this is what is going to help you to understand that how can you participate in the different national days, okay, which can encourage the spirit. Okay, you can already know that we organize the different different days which are of national importance. Okay, National Integration Days, the Independence Day. We try to inculcate these human values among the students, because so that they can come out as successful human being and they excel in their life. Okay, so this was about the universal human values. Okay, so I would also like to throw some light on the professional ethics that you may come across, because when you'll be working at that point of time, there are certain things that you must be aware. Okay, you have to understand that what are the particular things that are there, and what are the things that can make you stronger, okay, in the work that you do. Also, you will see that in what way, okay, in what way you can become a successful person who is going to follow the different ethics that you can find out in your workplace. Okay, sometimes you will see that every profession you will have, there will be certain limitations, certain way of doing your work. Okay, and it is going to help you to have certain broad principles, okay, that can be derived from a various kind of universal human values you will have. Okay, it's going to I would say encompass all kinds of personal as well as corporate standards, okay, so that you can improve your own behavior, and you should have a professionalism at work. Okay, so professional ethics is basically going to concern about the ethical norms, the values, the principles, okay, that can guide your profession and that can help you to take the right decisions when it is going to come about your work. Okay, so the certain components of the professional ethics, they are like the honesty, integrity, the transparency, accountability, the confidentiality, the objectivity, the respectfulness, the obedience to the law. Means we always should try to become an honest with our work. We see that people always have got certain honesty with their work. Okay, that shows that the person has a positive, virtuous attributes. Okay, and when you will see the integrity of work, if somebody talk about, it is going to reflect that what is the consistency of actions, the values, the methods. Okay, so something that is going to give you a better perspective of your work. The transparency that we talk about, okay, that means the set of policies, the practices, the procedures, everything. Okay, it should be transparent to everyone. People can know that yes, if that particular thing is practiced by the company, that means the company has got high ethical standards. Okay, the accountability is something when you should be taking the ownership. Okay, if I have our organization or my actions have caused some problem, I should have the take the concepts as answerability, liability, okay, which is going to help me to do my work in a very responsible manner. Okay, so confidentiality, when we talk about that, means what? That in every work you will see that certain confidential data you will have, okay, which you are supposed to preserve. Okay, you cannot disclose them to everyone, right? It is something that is going to be with you. Okay, you cannot share with everyone. See, one of the problems that happens, you will see that nowadays lots of company are there which is going to sign you an confidential agreement or a non-disclosure agreement. That means what? That suppose you are going to leave your job and you are going to join another company, right? So at that point of time, you are not going to disclose to your present company about the things that you have learned earlier, okay, because it is going to result in the diminishing of the competitive advantage nowadays, which is very important in the companies and the market. Okay, every company wants to have certain leverage over the other. Okay, so the confidentiality is a very important thing that is going to be there. And when we talk about the objectivity, that means we should understand, okay, we should understand that what kind of information, okay, it should be precise, it should be to the point, okay, and it can it should be meaningful. Okay, it should not be like we are imparting some very vague information which we are not ourselves clear about. Okay, it should be clear, it should be precise, and it should be to the point. And you know that laws, maintaining and following the legal laws is going to be very important. Okay, because you should be respectful towards the law. If you are respectful towards the law, you will be respectful towards the other things also. Okay, so a company should always try to build certain qualities among the employees, and the company also should have to understand what are the environmental and other obligations, the laws are there. I should respect them. How can I respect the rights of my employees if I am following the different ethical standards, legal standards? Okay, so that it can create a something good for the entire company. Okay, so as you know that ethics and values are very important in engineering profession, because engineering is something that is going to make you to develop, okay, to transform certain useful products for the comfort of the society. So you will see that engineers are those people who always take the responsibility, okay, always take the responsibility and try to take decisions and which are in the context of the general well-being of the society. Okay, so at the same time, you will also see that engineering can be influenced by many factors. Okay, there are various kinds of risk and safety are there, because you know that when the technological advancement happens, okay, so at that point of time, you will find that there are many things, many decisions which might go either way. It can be good, it can be bad, but an engineer should be doing, okay, taking the decisions where he should know, she should know that what kind of problems, what kind of good things are associated with that. Okay, that means a proper planning, proper study has to be done. Only then we can take the right decisions. Okay, so there are various ethical standards that are being followed. Okay, so often we have got a dilemma. We are unclear about what do we understand by the morals, what are the ethics. Okay, so the morals is something that I would say is mostly going to relate it to the personal behavior that we have. Okay, it can refer to any aspect of the actions of ours. Okay, means you will see that when we talk about any moral action, it is going to be based on what our society thinks, the social conventions, okay, that what is right or what is wrong, these things are there. And when we talk about the ethics is something that is going to define, that is going to analyze, and it is going to be important to resolve the moral problems. Okay, and ethics is basically related to the professional behavior that we are going to have. Okay, so these are some of the general criteria that an engineer should have to become successful, like the integrity, like the compromise. Okay, so the various aspects of the honesty, okay, the self-respect, okay, the self-esteem. These are some of the things which is going to make one engineer successful. Okay, and these are something that is going to be very important, so that you will see that they can become successful. Okay, the what is the kind of conduct they have, whether they are following the ethics properly or not, whether the responsibility the engineers have towards the public safety, towards the various compliance, okay, towards the environment, whether there is some kind of discrimination, impartiality. Okay, so impartiality and fairness is going to be an important aspect of your work, of your profession. Okay, so it's always going to be the responsibility of the engineer, so that they can maintain very high standards of the professional quality. Okay, so as lastly, I would like to share some of the sayings that have been said by the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, that your beliefs become your thoughts, and your thoughts are going to become your words. Okay, and your words are going to become your actions, and your actions are going to become your habits. And naturally, after that, your habits are going to become your values, and your values are going to be the most important one, which is going to define your destiny. Okay, so that is all from my end. Okay, thank you. In case if you got any query.
Thank you, Chanchal sir. I think that was very well put. Yes, you have, and AICT also lays a great deal of stress on the universal human values in the model syllabus, and also it is an important part of the induction program, an integral part, and you have done it very well. I hope the students will be coming to your classes, our classes, and I think many of the things, the values and ethics classes, universal human values, management classes, everything I think will be gearing them towards this. Okay, students, so did this help? I hope you all enjoyed it. One or two very short questions can be taken, but then the rest will be taken up in the following classes. Any one or two short questions? Or you can write comments in the chat box that about your about this program, whether you picked up any worthwhile ideas. You may not ask questions also if you don't have. You can put in comments in the chat box whether this has been useful to you. I have found it useful. So maybe, or maybe it is something very complex to you right now. Yes, maybe right now you may not have faced all the dilemmas of life, all the dilemmas of an engineer also, but I'm sure this is going to show you your path towards the future. So any questions? Any questions? Okay, then, Chanchal sir, I think you have done a job. I think you have, the most important thing for a teacher or a speaker is to make the audience think. And I think you have started to make them think. Let them digest this, let them think over it. And in the following classes, I'm sure you will be having a lot of questions. Okay, sir?
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you then. Thank you, students. With this, we then come to the end of day 3 of the program. And the next program will be on Tuesday. And Deepak Mondal sir will be sending you the links to that program also. That program too is mandatory. So please come back Tuesday morning. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Goodbye for now. Thank you. Thank you. We had a very good session today. Thank you, Chanchal sir, once again, and Opula ma'am also. I've conveyed my thanks to her. It was a very good session, both the sessions.